Yeah, first of all, happy Mother's Day. My mom's on the thing, so happy Mother's Day, Carol.
Thank you.
um, all right, so Alice, I think this might be your first session. So all you're gonna need is open space on the floor. A chair will work as well. And that's pretty much it. So open space on the floor and a chair. And I'm gonna walk you through a warm-up. We're gonna do the warm-up for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then we've got 2 circuits to go through. Each circuit is gonna have 3 exercises. You'll run through the circuit 3 times, and then we'll go to the next circuit of 3 exercises. And then we'll finish with some ab work, I think, today, and then some stretching, and then any questions you have at the end if you want to get specific about anything that you're concerned about. So, all right, we'll start with find your open floor space, and we're going to start on our backs. Coach and Colette, if you're not going on the floor and you're sitting, you can kick your legs straight for this one. We'll do 10 each leg, but we're going to start on our floor. Grab behind your knee with both hands. Kick the heel up to the ceiling. Straighten the leg. We're going to do 10 on each leg. Warming the quad up. Should get a stretch in the back of the leg as well. Switch legs after 10. Good. Once we've done that, spread your arms out to the side. Bring your leg up, and then you're reaching your hand with your opposite foot. If that's too much for the back, you can reach your knee to your opposite elbow, and then go side to side. So we'll do 5 to each side, 10 total. Good. Then you're going to place your foot on your knee. You can either push your knee away or pull it towards you, whatever you feel like you get the best stretch. That's what you're going to do. So pushing away, you can hold for about 30 seconds. Or if you're pulling, or you can do both. You can do 15 seconds of each. I get a better stretch when I pull it towards my knee, or towards my chest. So this you should feel on the outer hip.
We should be doing these.
Then switch legs, ankle on the knee. Either pull that knee to your opposite shoulder or push it away. You can do both. I like to pull to get the stretch in my outer hip. Good. So hips should be loosened up, back should be loosened up a little. We're gonna go on our stomachs, hands below the shoulders, and lift the chest. Leave the hips and legs relaxed. You're gonna go up and down. We're gonna do 10 of these. If you're not comfortable laying on your stomach, we can do similar movement at the wall as you would a push-up, and just gently let the hips rock forward. Not looking for any pain. Just getting the back to move an extension. All right, so once we've done 10 of those, on hands and knees, and then let the hips fall, your butt to your heels. So while you're down there, you can hold it for a couple breaths and then walk your hands over to one side, relax into it again. Walk your hands over to the other side, relax into that. All right, cat-cow is next. So hands are below your shoulders, knees are below your hips. We're going into cow. You stick your butt out, lift the chest, eyes forward, and then cat, arch the back, lower the head, tuck your tail. So spine extension, spine flexion. Go back and forth between those two motions. Maybe do about 5 to 10 in each direction. Loosening up the back here. This can be done sitting as well. So sitting with your hands on your thighs, arching, lifting the chest, and then rounding. So this can be done sitting. The floor isn't your thing. All right, now we can get up on our feet. Wide stance, nice and tall. Arms up overhead, reach as high as you can. Clasp the hands, side bend to each side. Do about 5 to each side. Get really long and stay tall. Don't just collapse on your side to bend. Try to get long through your spine. You should feel stretch going down your side. Good, back to the center. You can cross your arms, you can do whatever you want with your arms, and then we can turn the shoulders. Try to get a full shoulder turn, keep it comfortable. All right, so we should be loosened up now, get the blood flowing a little bit. So we're gonna do a leg, an arm, and a core exercise. We're gonna pair those three up. You're gonna rotate between those three exercises, and you'll do 3 rounds of that. So I will go through the options you have, and then we'll talk about how many reps. The first one is gonna be a cross squat. So let's see if I can get the floor there. All right. So you're gonna squat down and touch outside of your foot with your opposite hand. So there, all the way up, there, and all the way up, okay? So if you can't touch the floor, just go as low as you're comfortable, okay? So we're gonna do 20 of these and 10 to each side. You can make this as hard as you'd like. The lower you go with your hips, the more you're working your legs. You can add a jump as well. So touch, jump, touch, jump, touch, jump. Okay, so that's the first one there. So you're just reaching outside of your foot. We're doing 10 to each side, 20 total. The second exercise is a push-up, but we're gonna have one foot in the air. So here's my regular push-up position. I'm sticking a foot up in the air and doing the push-up. This can be done from the knee as well. So if you're on your knees, stick your foot up in the air and you're doing the push-up. This can be done on a chair, elevated surface, one foot in the air, and you're doing your push-up. It can then be done on the wall. Kick one foot back and do your push-up. Okay, so we're doing 10 total of that. So five each foot. And then the last for a core exercise. I'm gonna go this way. Knees bent up. Your eyes should be looking at the tops of your knees. Reach for your heels. Tap your heels. Okay? Just like this. We're gonna do 20 of those. And then you'll be right back up to your squat, your cross squats. Okay? So, those three options there. So we could start up with the squats. We're going to do 20 total, 10 to each side. George and Colette, you guys are muted, but you can do this from a chair as well. So you get down to the chair, reach outside your foot, and then stand. Here, and stand.
Yeah, we're doing it from the wall,
Okay, that works.
so you can't see.
And then for the push-ups, you got 1 foot in the air. You're doing 5 each foot. That ab exercise, you're going to pop your head up so you're looking at your knees. Try to get your shoulders up off the ground as you do it as well. Side to side, touching each heel. 20 total. If you feel like you're straining your neck, give it a break, you can rest. But really try to tuck and pack that chin as you do it. Nice. Tommy's done with 1 round. So we're doing 3 rounds of this. You can type in the chat if you have questions, concerns, something's not feeling right. I get the chat up so I can answer it quickly. And you can add that little jump too if you want for the squats. You reach, do a little mini jump, or you can just raise up on your toes. Rich, try and keep your chest facing forward as you're squatting. So instead of going down like this, try to stay tall and reach so that chest stays up. And then just reach as low as you can. You don't have to hit the floor. Yeah, that's better, Rich. This one you should feel more in the legs. You should feel the glutes working, thighs. Add a little raise onto your toes at the top if you'd like. And again, type in the chat if there's any issues. So we got 20 total squats, 10 push-ups, 5 each leg, and then 20 of the heel touches. We're doing 3 rounds of everything. Looks good, Tommy. Make sure you have your water by you. Stay hydrated. Should be getting close to the third round, finishing up the second. Maybe you're on your third now. Give me a thumbs up if you're done. Nice, Alice. All right. George and Colette, awesome. Rich is finishing strong. I can't see him on the screen, but he must be doing the heel reaches. Good, Rich is good to go. All right, so we're gonna keep with the theme for the next set. We're gonna do 3 exercises. One is gonna be using both arms. You're gonna be doing a side plank. So it's gonna work your shoulder, your side abs, your obliques. And then we'll be doing a core exercise on your back. You can do it standing as well. And then we'll be doing a leg exercise. So let's do the side plank first. So there's a few options you have for this one. So first, your elbow goes below the shoulder, okay? Shoulder stays away from the ear. Don't collapse on your shoulder like this. Be strong through that arm. And you're gonna lift onto your knees and then give it an honest 30-second count, okay? That's option 1. Option 2, you can straighten your feet and go from the feet like so. Option 3 is adding a leg raise in it. So while you're counting to 30, you can do leg raises. And that's really hard. You're going to feel this working. You're going to feel your shoulder working. You can use a pillow to cushion the elbow if your floor is hard. So you can do 30 seconds on one side and switch 30 seconds on the other side, okay? So it looks like this. If you're going to go from the knees, your feet are bent back. I'll show you this way. My feet are bent back, and I'm lifting up. This can be done on the wall, leaning against the wall like so, getting nice and tall. I don't know if you can see me, but my hand is against the wall. I'm still working my core, I'm still working my shoulder. After that one, we're gonna go on our back for an ab exercise. Start with the feet and knees at 90 degrees. One drops and then one comes up. The further away your foot goes, the harder it's gonna be, okay? But I don't want your back lifting up, so keep your back flat against the mat or your floor and just tap your foot. The further the foot goes away, the harder it is. We're going to do 20 of those. If you want, you can do that at a wall. Holding the wall and getting your knees up as high as you can. Staying tall. That's a good option. Lastly, we're going to hit the legs. Spread your feet apart. Side lunge and side lunge, okay? So that's your first option, feet split apart and bending into one leg. Or you can squat and push out of it. Or if you really want to get crazy, you could do speed skaters. Okay? I'm going to do 20 of those. So we've got 30-second side plank. We've got a few options there. I'll run through them as we're going, but why don't we start with that? So 30-second holds each side. Then you're going to your back for the legs marching. And then we're doing the side lunges. Type in the chat if you have any issues. So you can go from your hand or your elbow, whatever's comfortable to you, for the side plank. So the side plank is here. Feet bent back from the knees. Any modifications to this? I can't do any plank. Yeah. You could do from a wall. So I still want you to feel that core engage. If you can't put any weight through the arm, you could try that. Let me know how that is. Okay, we could do another option for side plank would be sitting up like so, touch your hands down to the floor. So we're not putting any weight through, and you're still working your obliques. Okay, that's an option for a side plank. So 30 seconds each side for the side plank. And we got on your back, marching. So the key here is making sure that back stays flat. Don't let it arch up. Back stays flat as your legs move. The further out your foot goes, the harder it's going to be. So we're doing 20 of these. Keep that lower back glued to the floor. No give in that. If you feel like it's lifting off the floor, your feet are going too far out. Pull them back in. Rich, this is a good one for psoas. You're working your hip flexor here. And then the side plank, we'll break it down again. Spread your feet apart like we did in the warm-up. And then pretend there's a chair behind one of your legs. And you're going to sit into it and then back. Okay? You go as low as you're comfortable. One leg should be straight. If you're finding this easy, you can do all of one leg pushing off. Or you can add the speed skaters in. You do 20 each side. Nice, Rich. And this applies to everything. Move within your comfortable range. Shouldn't be pushing through pain. If anything's painful, let me know. So we got three rounds total. So if you just finish your lunges, you're back into the side plank. 2 more times through this. Looking good. So that side plank, even if we're from our knees, should be really in a straight line from the shoulder to the knee. Or if you're on your feet, get those hips up and forward. Get it really long. You can add that leg raise in. The marching on our backs, again, can be done standing at the wall, hands on the wall. This is the modification for that. Get really tall with the knee. Get that knee up as high as you can. And you're staying tall with your torso. Don't bend as you lift. So that's the modification for on your back. And again, on your back, keep that back flat to the ground. Don't let it arch up. You can challenge yourself. The further away your foot goes from your butt, the harder it's going to be. Those look good, Rich. These lateral squats are great. A lot of people don't incorporate them into their workouts enough. So you're going to get outer hip with the movement laterally. You're going to get inner thigh with the leg that's being stretched away. So maybe a third round right now. Is that where we're heading? Yep, got a thumbs up. Side planks getting super long, nice and straight, body in a nice straight line. Marches, keep that back flat. These core exercises are great to keep your spine in good shape. The core is our support system for our spine. Keep going strong here. This is like the meat of the workout. This is like the peak of it. Got a couple things after this. But the heart rate should be up there now. Should be sweating a little bit. So after you complete your third round, just grab some water, take a little break. Tommy and Rich, those are looking good. Give me a thumbs up if you're done. Tommy's good, Alice, Rich, Carol. All right, we're all good. So the next two, these are a little more fun than I would say exercise. We're gonna do the balancing on one leg. This is just really good to do on a regular basis, especially if we have ankle issues. If you've had bleeds in the ankles or ankle sprains or anything like that, it is crucial for us to be able to stand on one leg. If you want to challenge yourself, you can grab a pillow to stand on. It's going to make it harder, or you can just use the flat grounds. But we've got a couple options. So you're going to stand on the pillow, one leg. The cushion of it makes it hard, and you're going to kick one leg out to the front, and to the side, and to the back. So just like that. So that's 3. I'm going to do 10 of these. So when you go 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, we're going to do 10. If that's too challenging, you could break it down. You don't need the pillow. You can just stand on one leg. Try to count for 30 seconds. If the leg to the side is easy, you're really having a good time with that and it's not challenging, close your eyes and do it. Okay? That really throws some things off. So we're going to do 1 on each leg, 1 set, and then we're going to go to the other side. So we'll try to do this together. So let's start with one leg. Either hold for 30 seconds or kick that leg out 10 rounds. Try not to touch that foot as you come back. You're balancing on one leg. If you're feeling like this is easy, close your eyes. Add the pillow in. Good. So one set on each side. As you guys are balancing, I'll show you the next one. This is an inchworm. So this is where your chair can come into play. Your hands are going to go on your chair. You're going to walk your feet back to a straight line. Walk them back up again. But keep your hips up. Straight line back. And then walk them back, keeping your legs straight. My knees are straight. This is great from the floor, really challenging exercise. So hands go down and you're walking your feet back, far back into a plank, and then use your toes and your ankles to walk them back. Get to a good comfortable position and then back straight again. So you're gonna do 5 of these. If you want, you can add a push-up at the bottom. So 5 back and forth with the feet. The higher your hands come up, the easier it's going to be. You can add a push-up. So we're doing 5 inchworms, and then we're going back to the balance. If you find the balance easy, you can close your eyes. You can close your eyes and kick the leg. You can turn the body side to side. You can try to hold your foot out. You can move your arms up and down. There's a lot of just different ways to challenge your balance. About 30 seconds on each side. Closing your eyes is a good one. After we hit both legs, then we're back to the inchworm for 5. And then we got one more time through. With the inchworm, when you walk your feet all the way back, really feel it in the core. Just get that front of the abs, feel that tight. Keep that tight as you walk your feet back in. Lift your hips high. Your shoulders should be feeling it as well. After 5 inchworms, right back to the balance. This is the last round. Try closing your eyes for this last round. Grab some water when you're done. We're going to do some gentle stretching. Find a spot on the floor. Tommy's still going on his. Good, Tommy? All right. First stretch we could do, place your feet together. Sit up tall, lift your chest to the ceiling. And lower your knees as far as you're comfortable. You should feel pulling in the inner thigh. But the key here is not slouching down. Lift the chest and then let the knees fall. You can push your elbows down into your knees if you want more of a stretch. But keep it comfortable. Don't have to kill yourself. Stay tall with the chest. So this is good after those side lunges you did, the side squats. We worked our inner thighs a little. And then you're going to extend one leg out. You're going to bring your foot to that thigh. Glue your foot to the inner thigh. And then reach for the toes. If you can't grab the toes, grab your shin. This, you're going to feel a really strong stretch on the side. So reach for the toes and then breathe into that side. So imagine your breath going out of the side that's stretching. That's going to enhance it. So static stretching like this, you can hold for 30 to 60 seconds. This is kind of a cool down, telling the body to relax. Slowly come out of that position and then switch sides. Glue your foot to the inner thigh and reach for your toes. This is my tight side. I can't really reach as far. You might find that one side is tighter than the other. If you can only reach for your knee, that's all right. Reach as far as you can. You should feel a stretch in the side. Breathe through that stretch. Actually, imagine that breath going through that side. All right, then come out of there. Whatever side was tighter, whatever side you couldn't reach as far, do another set on that side. Because that side needs more attention. So I'm going to do it again to the right because my left side is tight. All right, we can come out of there. And we'll do the kneeling stretch. So One knee on the ground, you can use a pillow to cushion it. Tuck your hips underneath you, okay? So don't fall into this position. Tuck your tail, tuck your hips, squeeze your butt cheek, and then shift forward, and you should feel a stretch in the front of the thigh, the front of the hip. The tuck is key. You tuck your pelvis underneath you, and then squeeze your glute. You'll feel that stretch in the front of the hip, maybe in the thigh too. Hold for about 30 seconds. And then switch sides. So tuck underneath, stay tall. Squeeze your glute. You should feel that in the front of the hip, front of the thigh. This is a hip flexor stretch, psoas, iliopsoas. We'll go one more on each side. This is a good daily stretch to do because we sit in hip flexion a lot. We're sitting a lot. It's good to get into hip extension. Tight hip flexors cause a lot of back pain. Switch. Last one. Sometimes you can add a reach. If you can walk and hold your pelvis in, you can reach away from the leg that you're stretching. So if your left knee's on the ground, you reach over to your right, you're gonna feel that actually get up maybe into your abdomen a little bit. All right, so we'll finish with those. Those are great stretches to do. If you just stretch your hip flexors, your hamstrings, and do some core stuff, that's a good way to keep a bulletproof back, if you will. Anyone have any specific questions? How to stretch an area? Pain that's popped up here and there?
Hey, Jeff, what happens when you're doing a stretch and it pulls your lower back? Are you doing it incorrectly, or is it just a strength thing?
Any stretch in particular?
There was one on the, so it was an exercise and a stretch. So the one that we were doing with the core, where our legs were up and we were reaching, I felt pulling. And then the one recently where you put your legs up in the air, I felt it a little bit stretching as well in the lower back.
This one here?
Yes. Yep.
Yep. So that one, if you can't walk your back down and you feel your back is coming up when you do that, your foot is just going too far. So just keep it close to you because this is a core exercise. If your core isn't strong enough to hold your foot out here, your hip flexor is actually going to pull your back up. So that's what's happening there. And I know you've had hip flexor issues in the past. So it's the core. That's the purpose of this exercise. You shouldn't feel that one in the back. So, and then this stretch here, you should feel this in the back. We're stretching this QL on the back. That's what you should feel. But it should be like a muscle stretch. It shouldn't be sharp pain or anything. No numbness, tingling. You don't want any of that.
Okay, thanks.
What else? Yeah, I think a lot of this is just different ways to get moving, and whatever you're feeling, modify things and try to change that. But that's a key one there, is not letting that back, keep the back flat. As soon as you start to feel the back arch up, you've gone past your core's ability to hold that leg. So that's just and you can measure that over time. You can say, oh, last week I couldn't reach my foot out that far because my back was coming up. Now I can. That's a sign of progress. Yeah. Any other joint issues, pain, weird stretching? No. So there's 3 of these videos. If you want, you can kind of take each video. Are they easily accessible, Rich?
Yeah. So if you go to the NIHA website and click on you know what? Let me just show you. If that's okay, just so everyone knows where they are. I'm going to share my screen. Can everyone see it?
Yep.
All right. So if you go under, this is the main page, resources. It's under the webinar category.
Okay.
If you scroll down, you'll see education, support, advocacy, and then fitness webinars. So everything is embedded in there, which then takes you to the NIHA YouTube channel.
Cool.
So you can see.
Sweet.
Great.
So, I mean, there's 3 workouts. You could cycle through the week, and then we'll add a new one each week, or as long as we're doing this. And, 3 to 4 times a week, we're getting a good solid hour and just moving your body and checking in on how it feels, and keep your joints moving is key. So.
Awesome. Well, Jeff, thank you so much. This is the 3rd week in a row. It's been an incredible stretching fitness class adapted to those with bleeding disorders. You're a great teacher, so thank you so much for spending your Sunday, and everyone else, thank you, and hope to see you again next week.
Awesome.
All right, thank you.
See ya.
All right, take care.